And so you got to put this on your scope. If you own a company that has a property in Russia, my advice is get out. And again, I wouldn't buy anything in a country such as China and a number of the countries in Africa, including South Africa, and of course, too, Zimbabwe, which is upside down. And so be very careful. They're not stable. I mean, there's enough instability in the stable world. Never mind going out on the edges and looking for trouble. So keep it in mind.
Do you think states will succeed from the Union at some point? Is there any gold left at Fort Knox? Warren wants to know.
Well, first of all, gold in Fort Knox, we don't know. No audit since '54. I mean, gee, that's a long time. I can't answer it. We have subscribers who work there and said it's not there. I mean, based on that, I would say no. Government says that the German gold is up at West Point, so maybe it's there. But it doesn't belong to us. I mean, maybe they moved the gold from Fort Knox to the Federal Reserve in New York. I don't know. They hide everything. So we have to assume the worst, that the U.S. government has no gold. What was the first part of the question?
Do you think the states will succeed from the Union?
If we have chaos, the answer is yes. Definitely yes.
All right. And a second question here is, let's see, from RJ. Today, the market went up and down again. If everything is always so manipulated, why would we want to be in anything except clothes, food, water, and arms? He would be more bullish on gold if the government wasn't depressing it so much.
Well, there'll come a time when they can't. And there will come a time when people go to the only real money. And that will happen. So you've got to be patient as far as gold and silver-related assets are concerned. But there are people out there, Warren, that have a lot of money. I mean, maybe, not counting your house, maybe you're worth $50,000. I run into people every day that are worth $1 million and $3 million and $5 million. And I don't think that most people want to buy $5 million worth of food or $1 million worth or a whole bunch of water filters, and I mean, maybe they could buy tanks and other things. I don't think they want to get into that. So the answer really is there's a limit to what you can buy for yourself and your family and friends with the money that you have. And the rest of it, you got to do something with it. You don't want to be in real estate. You don't want to be in the market. You don't want to be in bonds. I mean, where else is there to go?
According to, this is another question it is, according to Bloomberg Press, Russia's economy shrank an annual 9.5% in the first quarter, and that is the worst contraction in 15 years as the industrial production slumped and the government's 3 trillion ruble stimulus package failed to boost lending. What is next for Russia?
Well, I think Russia, because they're an oil exporter, is probably going to do okay. They have a plethora of metals, platinum, palladium, biggest producers in the world, gold, silver, lead, zinc, nickel, oil, gas. So they're blessed with a tremendous amount of underlying assets. They're going to have a hard time, like everybody else is, but I think they'll do all right economically and financially. And I think, for the most part, the country's reasonably well run. I mean, I spent a long time in an adversarial position against the KGB and the NKVD and Stasi and GRU and all of these spy organizations. And all I can tell you is they're not dumb. They're very bright people, and they were very formidable opponents. And so you keep that in mind. It's a nation inhabited by intelligent people. And so I think they're going to do okay.
According to Al Jazeera, Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu has refused to commit to an independent Palestinian state during talks with Barack Obama at the White House. If the Zionists do not want a two-state solution, how can they resolve the whole issue?
Well, if the Zionists have their way, they go out and shoot them all. To me, Israel is no more, no less than a fascist state. And it is intent on growing larger and larger and being the main powerful state in the Middle East. It has nothing to do with Judaism or anything else. It's about a bunch of people who are power mad. And this goes back ever since the inception of Israel. It's nothing new. And we have a lot of Jewish subscribers, and I would say 80% agree with me. And I think it's a shame because, the thing has been so distorted. And the way they've treated the Palestinians is terrible.
On the Ron Paul's website, there was an article stating Obama's college transcripts from Occidental College. Evidently, he applied for financial aid and was awarded a fellowship for foreign students from the Fulbright Foundation. To qualify for the scholarship, a student must claim foreign citizenship.
And he was a citizen of Indonesia. And I've seen it, and it's true. But the courts are controlled by the Illuminati, just like our Congress is. Whether we can break that hold remains to be seen. That's why I'm fighting hard for Ron's bill on the investigation of the Federal Reserve. And that bill number is 12... Let me recheck it, make sure I don't get it wrong here. I've already been on the radio 4 hours today, and I got 4 to go, and I'm a little tired. It is 1207. 1207. That's 1207 HR. Federal Reserve Transparency Act of 2009. They have 159 sponsors, co-sponsors. I think they're going to get 20 or 30 more. And so I get high hopes for it. The Senate version is F604. That's F as in Sam, Senate, 604. Bernie Sanders of Vermont submitted it, and there are no co-sponsors. If we can get that passed, it'll go a long way to solving America's problems. If we don't get it passed, there's going to be a lot more people who understand who the real enemy is. It's the Fed, the people who own it, Wall Street, banking, insurance, major U.S. transnational corporations. These are the people who have been robbing us for years. And they'll keep on doing it if we let them. And if they had their way, they would reduce us into a slave state, and everybody else in the world along with us. Take away our Constitution, our sovereignty, and everything else. So keep it in mind.
There's a YouTube video where they were discussing stripping the National Guard of heavy weapons. Have you heard anything about that? Is there any truth to it, do you know?
I really don't know. I haven't heard anything. I just don't know.
All right. And let's see, this question came in on a Saturday. Ben Bernanke.
Well, wait a minute, I got one from today.
Well, this is for today's
no,
program.
this is Sunday.
Well, this is Saturday.
Well, I'm better than Sunday. Go ahead, do Saturday. We get time.
We got lots of time. This is about when Bernanke was at Jekyll Island last week, Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta. Will he address some of the same issues that the original organizers of the Federal Reserve System encounter as they begin laying the groundwork for what would become the United States Central Bank? And at the same time, the Bilderbergers will hold their annual meeting in Greece. Is this a coincidence?
Nothing with these people is a coincidence. And they were probably doing their satanic rites at the same time. It's significant. They're just saying, hey, we're going to win, and we're going to subject all these people. And Ben is not going to escape. He's not going to jail.